It brings you up by acknowledging that we're all in this. And that's why we like looking at Caspar David Friedrich and other dark works. This is by Edward Hopper. It's called Usherette. And to the left of the screen, people are having fun. They're watching a film, they're laughing, they're eating popcorn. But there's a sad person in the picture, the usherette. And Hopper has, with great dignity and sensitivity, bathed her in light. She's the Virgin Mary. She's the Madonna. She is the suffering soul at the heart of a superficial world. She is us. And we are being invited to sympathize and identify with her. And that's what's going on in this painting, but it's more generally what goes on in many great works of art. The usherette in a sad world that's laughing rather superficially. There's another issue that art can do for us, and art can rebalance us. Now, all of us are slightly unbalanced in one way or another. There's something a bit extreme about all of us. We're too masculine, too feminine, too practical, too emotional, too into the arts, too into the sciences, too into nature, too into cities, all sorts of things, too into children, not enough into children, all sorts of things. We're unbalanced in a certain way. Now, I allege that the kind of art that moves us and draws us is very often a work of art that our unconscious recognizes contains a concentrated dose of our missing virtues, the missing bit of us. And by coming into contact with that work of art, we hope to correct our list one way or another. And it's because of this that all of us have rather different tastes in art, because all of us are missing slightly different things. So the first thing to ask someone when you know about their taste is to head for that question: what bit of you is missing that you're finding in the object of art that you find beautiful? Rather than hating other people's taste or being scared of it, and often people's taste is quite scary, ask that question: what are you afraid of? What is this art compensating for? Some fascinating answers. This is an environment that I find really beautiful. And the reason I find this really beautiful is not that I am like this, but that I really want to be, but I'm in exile from my true self. And this true self is calm and rational and balanced and serene. These are things I deeply love, but as anyone who knows me, and everybody at the School of Life who has to work with me knows, these are qualities that I only tentatively manage to summon to the surface on a daily basis. And that's why I find this apartment by John Pawson very beautiful. But people are lacking different things. Think of the people who built the Palace of Versailles. Gold, mirrors, chandeliers, etc. What were they afraid of? What do they want their art to pull them away from and drag them towards? Their great fear was being a peasant, being in the mud, being like everybody else when it wasn't so nice to be like everybody else. They had a deep fear of poverty. Now, not everybody in the Palace of Versailles had those fears, and towards the end of its reign as a royal palace, the Queen of France, Marie Antoinette, who'd grown up in Austria and was rather more comfortable about a lot of things, felt that she was lacking something else, that all the mirrors and the gold and the kind of Saudi Arabian taste of Versailles was a little bit too much. And she wanted something else. So she had, at the bottom of her garden, a miniature village built. This wasn't by Barrett Holmes. This was the Petit Trianon, where a model peasant village was built. Now, it's worth thinking that a society has to be very rich before it finds any charm in this sort of environment. To enjoy the kind of peasant aesthetic, you need to be way up the socio-economic ladder. It's only because Britain is really quite rich as a nation that we see the charm in the humble Barrett home development, which is made to look like a kind of medieval, small-windowed environment. This is a sign of Britain's wealth and its alienation, if you like, from the soil, from nature, from tradition. I was looking at a magazine the other day, and I was looking at, it basically seemed to be an interior design magazine, and I thought that really there were basically two kinds of kitchen on offer, endless kitchen adverts. And the first kind of kitchen is the empty, serene kitchen, the kitchen of calm, the steel thing, everything's slick, all the appliances are kind of discreetly laid out. It's one kind of kitchen. And then there's the kind of shaker kitchen, sort of rough, sort of peasant look, of kind of bit of stew on the Arga, etc. Very, dogs running around, very natural. And then I thought, this is telling us what's missing in Britain. What have we lost touch with? What are we desperately attracted to? We've lost touch, of course, with calm and serenity. Can't get hold of it because of the conditions of modern life. And the other thing that we can't hold on to properly is tradition and history and the soil and nature. Can't do this. And we're trying